Hello everybody and welcome to Level 5. I am Level 5 and on this channel we talk about movies, TV shows, video games and comic books, and today we are diving in with ranking more of Ben 10's aliens. We've already done the original 10 alien transformations that he got in the original cartoon, so now in this video we're going to be doing the extra transformations, the transformations he acquires throughout the show. Now, according to the Ben 10 wiki fandom page, of course, they do include Megawatt, or Buzzshock, Arctic Guana, and Spitter, but I'm not going to include them in this list because Ben 10, our prime 10-year-old Ben 10 himself, does not transform into these aliens in the classic series. We only ever see them through Ben 10,000 or Kenny, so I'm not going to be including them. But with that said, let's dive in and check out my rankings for the extra 9 original aliens and see how I list them. Now, of course, before I dive into my list, of course, this is my list, this is my ranking, but I'd love to hear your ranking of the extra 9 aliens, so do leave that in the comments down below. Let's start off with our 9th spot, that being Franken Strike. Now, honestly, I really do like Franken Strike's redesign in Omniverse. I think that's where he is best, but in the classic series, he's only ever used once, and yeah, he's just another electric alien. He does have the ability to magnetize his shoes to, like, surfaces and stuff, he did that, which is kind of cool. That's unique, I guess. His design is that of a Frankenstein monster, but I do really like these big pole things he's got coming out of his back, the electrical, like, nodes. That's really cool. I like the fact that he looks stitched together. He does look like a Frankenstein monster, but Franken Strike is the weaker of the aliens. I don't mean strength, I just mean in popularity and how cool they are. I do like Franken Strike, but he is on the bottom of my list. Number 8, we got Scarrow. Honestly, one of the most unique aliens that Ben's got overall. He's a living mummy, of course. Now, there is actually more done with the mummy alien that we see, but Scarrow's a lot of fun. He was definitely used in Omniverse, which I do like. Some really cool scenes of Scarrow in Omniverse, actually. The fact that he's able to move his head away from his body with the wraps, that was just such a cool scene. And of course, he's a mummy, so the wraps are part of his abilities, but again, he's very underutilized, I can't say that word fast, and the design in Omniverse does kick ass compared to the original, but yeah, Scarrow just isn't used that much. And our another 7th spot goes to Ditto. Ditto is a very fun alien. I definitely like his introductory episode. The fact that, you know, the Ben's that are created through Ditto's clones can't actually turn back to the original Ben until all the clones are together is such a good and unique ability. Ben could utilize that, but he never really does. The fact that there is a disadvantage here, that all Dittos feel the same pain, that could be used as an advantage, because obviously we do see in Ditto's introductory episode that being used, but Ditto isn't used that much. I mean, the only real thing Ditto can do is overtower someone in numbers. I guess that comes in handy. And also, don't forget, we do have another alien who can clone that also has more of an advantage. But Ditto is just a fun alien. He's a fun character. The design-wise, I think I actually enjoy both his looks. I don't mind the Omniverse look. I think there's too much green on him in the Omniverse look, personally, just my personal preference. But I still really like him, though. But yes, Ditto is a fun alien. There's just better aliens in the original extra playlist to kind of consider. Hence why Ditto is put down so low. For number 6, we have Blitz Wolf. Honestly, I love myself animalistic aliens, and I really do like Blitz Wolf. Honestly, I don't mind the name. Ben Wolf just sounded really... I actually prefer Blitz Wolf over Ben Wolf. Ben Wolf sounds dumb, but I do like his introductory episode as well. The fact that the alien scratches the watch and Ben slowly transforms, it gives you this werewolf storyline, but still making an alien, which is really cool. I love the fact his snout opens up in 4 different ways. That's really ugly, but really awesome at the same time. It's such a unique way to do a Sonic Scream type thing, and he also utilizes this in a really cool way. When he grabs hold of 2 people, he can scream on the floor and launch himself in the air. What a unique way to, you know, utilize the Scream ability. He's also got sharp claws, and of course he's a wolf-like creature. He can run up walls, and, like, you know, he's got some strength to him. Such a cool alien. I really wish he was used more. I think he was so underused, and I honestly wish that we could see more of him. But yeah, he's where he is. So, for number 5th spot, I'm gonna give it to the man with multiple eyes, that being Eye Guy. Eye Guy is such a unique alien, and sadly gets kind of dethroned later down the line. Introductory, of course, is the -10, which I honestly think is a really cool introductory for him. He has multiple eyes everywhere. The eyes can combine into bigger eyes, and the eyes can shoot lasers, and they all do different things too. The lasers can have an electrical effect, an ice effect. I don't think we see much more, but just imagine the type of stuff that he could do. Oh yeah, pure laser beam as well. That's another one. He can literally just shoot lasers straight, which is really cool, and he can see out of all the eyes. One of my favorite things about this alien's design is the fact his eyes aren't on where his eyes should be. They're completely just like these weird, like, fleshy visor looking thing. It's so he has no eyes where his eyes should be. That's actually a really cool concept design. The idea that Eye Guy has no eyes where his eyes should be, and they're all over his body. Fucking superb. Love that about this alien. Really underused later on, and if you do ever see him later on, he's only ever used to, like, the laser or all of his eyes in one big eye, which is sad because the multiple eyes really do work for this type of alien, and would definitely fit in, like, the horror arc that we get, you know, the spooky Halloween-y arc that we get later on in Omniverse. It's a shame that we don't ever really see him do much more, but yeah, Eye Guy, mwah, fucking fantastic design and very unique. Our number 4 spot goes to the plant man, Wildvine. Wildvine is actually a really cool alien, and I really liked him in the original, and whenever we do see him later on. He's stretchy and everything, you know, he can stretch and he can grow thorns, he can grow plants, and the pods on his back he can throw and they can explode, which is really cool. And I don't really see Swampfire, like, replacing him ever, because people think Swampfire's like the combination of Wildvine and Swampfire. I don't see it like that. I kind of see it how we've got multiple electrical aliens, but they can do different things with electrical powers. I think Wildvine and Swampfire are the same in this note as well. I really adored Wildvine when he first appeared, that I liked stretchy abilities, you know, Mr. Fantastic, Plastic Man, that sort of stuff, and he definitely fits here. But the fact that he can spike up and throw plant bombs and, you know, things like that really add to him as well. And also we got to see him in Omniverse, which was really cool. And not only that, there's also another Wildvine alien that appears in Omniverse too. I can't remember his name, but, you know, we get to see more Wildvines, which is really cool. I like the one eye as well. He does look like a plant. His introductory episode isn't the greatest, but it's still pretty cool. I'm not going to say it's shit, I'm just saying it's not great. Our 3rd spot, though, is our very first extra alien ever introduced, and honestly, this is one of the coolest introduction episodes ever. Of course, I'm talking about Cannonbolt. Cannonbolt was a revolutionary episode, because we didn't actually ever think after losing Ghost Freak we'd ever get a new alien, and boom, they give us Cannonbolt. And what an alien to start off with. This Cannonbolt, literal name is in his name. He can turn into a ball and roll around. But Ben learns and uses his brain and kind of utilizes that. Remember when him and Kevin were in that alien spaceship tournament thing? He learned how to utilize Cannonbolt's abilities by bouncing off the walls everywhere, becoming a moving target but also a battering ram at the same time. This guy is wobbly on his feet, sure, and he's not exactly great at, like, close combat or anything, but get this boy rolling and you're in trouble. Cannonbolt's used several times as well throughout history, and he's one of the returning aliens in the UAF era, which I was really happy about, but Cannonbolt is a lot of fun, and I don't mind his Omniverse redesign. It's not too shabby. It's a bit more slimlined, but that's okay. I don't mind. It is what it is. I'm sure, did Gwen 10 also get a Cannonbolt version? I'm sure she did. Or was it Ben 23? Anyway, we saw another version of Cannonbolt, which was cool. But Cannonbolt is a really unique alien, and there's not many aliens with his powers either. The ability just to roll up in a ball. That's literally what that alien species does. Just roll up in a ball. But Ben utilizes that and turns it into an offensive weapon, which is really, really cool. In our second spot, we have one of the biggest aliens known in Ben 10. I'm giving it to Way Big. Way Big is a gigantic, monstrous alien, and the very first time we see him, he literally chucks Vilgax into space, which is fucking dope. Not only that, but of course, he's based off Ultraman from Tokusatsu, which of course, things like this in fiction, they give nods to each other, and this was their nod to Tokusatsu, because the guy who made Ben 10 was a big fan, which I really do like. He does kind of look like an Ultraman, but turned into an alien. I'm not actually, like, a huge hater of his redesigns throughout the series. I mean, I do like his original look, because he looked more alien, and he had, like, things, like, probing out of him and stuff, but I don't mind the cleaner, fresh look, you know, slim look that he gets later on, but this guy's gigantic, super strong, and honestly, he's, like, Megazord level, and I do like me Megazords. And also, later down the line, you know, there's certain things he's able to do with his ultimate form, whatever the thing is you get in Ultimate Destruction game, you know, that add-on thing that he gets. Yeah, he's such a cool alien, honestly. I do like my big boys, and Way Big is in the name, he's massive. And that means our number one spot when it comes to the extra original playlist aliens goes to Upchuck. Honestly, I think Upchuck's a really unique alien. He gets to eat things. He can't eat food, though, which I found absolutely hilarious. He can eat things and then regurgitate it back up into, like, explosives, or, like, sometimes it's like a blast. It kind of changes on depends on who's writing the episode, but Upchuck's able to eat things and then spit it back up into an explosive power, which is awesome, but I really do like the redesigns of Upchuck as well. I'm not actually a huge fan of all of Ben's aliens wearing the same top as him. I like the fact that Omnitrix would change it, because, well, it's meant to make you fit into the alien race, which makes sense in my head, and I really do like the lore expansion we get in Omniverse. The fact that there's two different versions of this alien, hence why Ben has two different looks, but they're exactly the same alien, hence why they're both called Upchuck. It's just that DNA is ever so slightly different, making it to the separate transformations. We also get some lore on the aliens, the fact that they eat their own planets, and to the point there's nothing left, and just belch their way through space until they find another, like, barren planet to live on, which I thought was really stupid, but absolutely fucking brilliant at the same time. You know, the fact that their stomachs are, like, part interdimensional or some bollocks, you know, and stuff like this. There's so much lore for Upchuck. He's such a cool little alien dude as well. He's a kind of amphibious in a sense, which is great. I mean, he's green, but welcome to Ben 10, everything's green. Upchuck is one of my favourite aliens of all time, when it definitely comes to the original series especially, and yeah, he definitely takes the top spot for the extra alien playlist. Well, there you go. Like I said, I'm not going to mention the other three aliens because we don't see Ben transform into them in the actual original. I'll list them when we get to the point of listing the other aliens. But yeah, there we have it. The extra 9 aliens that Ben can transform into, and I've ranked them. How would you rank the 9 aliens? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, I am curious. I'm going to continue this as a little series. I'm going to rank, you know, as we go down the line, I'll do, like, Alien Force next, and then we'll do, like, the extra aliens and things, and then, of course, we'll get to the Ultimate Aliens. I'll make sure that's a separate video, and then Omniverse, and then I may do the reboot. I haven't watched all the reboot, but I may do the reboot at some point. With that being said, though, do let me know what you think of this video. How'd I do on the ranking? Let me know. Of course, it's my personal opinion, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell if you guys haven't already. We're of passion, everybody, and I shall see you guys in the next one.